What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today we're testing out some different display options for my horror collection. So I got one garage shelf built. I'm still waiting on the other, to be honest, as we can't get it set up just yet. But I did want to show this to you guys so you can see how it looks based off one initial plan. So in this scenario, I do basically 4 1/4 scale or 1/3 scales up top, 2 busts, and keeping it all life size beneath. We have Chucky right there next to these two. And then I did put the 2 1/10s in the middle. Then we put Myers here, and we still have a decent space right there as well. So, I mean, I could do a larger 1/3 there that has a wider base, for example, or this is one option. The other is, of course, putting those two back right there and there. And then underneath, we would do Myers 1/3 and either a Myers bust or just a bunch of props. The Myers busts, I mean, there's the HCG, which is not that great. And then there's some customs. I'd likely go the custom route if I did get a Myers bust. And Pennywise wouldn't be finalized there. He'd actually be near the bust, and I would actually probably do Reaper there, Ash, Pennywise, then underneath do Reaper with Drake if I do this route, or I keep it how I originally sort of had it. The only difference is I do, iPhone storage full, had to delete some stuff. So I forget where I was at, but anyways, I'm still waiting on FedEx to deliver the second shelf. Really, I just need the wood from it because a statue friend of mine gave me a garage shelf, and I have the tools. I'm gonna go ahead and get it ready to where all I need is wood, and then I can measure, make sure everything's spaced appropriately and whatnot. But this is how it looks. I haven't installed lighting yet for Freddy and Jason, but they still do look fantastic down there with their 1/10 scales, and I love this whole look. Obviously, if I kept it like that, I would move those two to likely, maybe the one sign right there, and the Elm Street would be a little bit more difficult to fit down there. Probably just do the Camp Crystal Lake one. Elm Street, maybe I put that somewhere else. But I do like the look of them down there. Granted, those busts are some of my favorites, and I don't know if I want them down there. I'm going to try for sure Myers and the 2 busts up top, see how that looks and how I like that. I do love the idea of all the horror 1/3s right here. It'd be basically from right here to right there. Then we do Pennywise and Nun up there. Unless we do just Pennywise and Blade, although I think Nun is a better companion piece considering same company, both newer horror movies. And then we do Annabelle underneath. Although I still am leaning towards keeping the bust up high because busts just look much better up high. They have better presence. Their detail is better than a 1/3. And frankly, Myers, I love seeing him next to Freddy and Jason, but I still can't see his eyes. And down low, I can't see him. Up high, I can't see him. So I don't really see a strategic advantage to having Myers up high and sacrificing Freddy and Jason. So for that reason, I think I will just keep them up high and still do the bust 1/3. This also saves me from buying Drake, where I just need to buy Ghostface, Leatherface, and I keep Legend, and we just do likely just Nun and Annabelle over there like originally planned. So I'll probably do that. I'm going to switch it now, put the bust back up high, put Myers low, and see how that looks. Alrighty, folks. So here it is with Myers. Now, even with me lowering that to the ground, I still can't see his hair from standing position, unfortunately. And if I'm sitting down, that's sort of my angle, like right there. I really do have to duck down if I want to see him better. I just threw some props next to him so you can see that, so it doesn't look too empty. But ultimately, I could do a Myers bust. Although, if I am going to keep Myers here, I do want to raise the shelf. Basically, you have these for protection. And then I would basically have the shelf to about right here. Just enough to have it so the shelf would be a good 3 inches taller. So it would make it taller than this shelf and the Freddy shelf. It'd be like that much taller, just so, when I'm standing over here, let's say, like even from this angle, I should be able to see Myers' face because I do want to see his face. So But it does look cool with the props at least. I've built this shelf. I'm still waiting for FedEx to deliver the frickin' additional garage shelf. And then I want to put the wood there, you know, and everything. See how it looks before, if I decide I need to have it raised. You know, if I have it raised, it'd basically look exactly like my old shelf. And I'm not sure if I want to bring that shelf forward and just have the empty space in the back. Just because I don't like how the bars intertwine. If I brought it forward, I'd be able to see darkness better. So I'd probably bring that shelf a little bit more forward. I wish I could just get the 36 inch, 24 inches deep. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find one that's 36 inches wide and 24 inches deep. They're all 18. I love the 24, but I don't think the 24 would fit. I only have 23 inches of space. But you can see just sort of how like this looks if I was to keep it, you know, all level except for that taller shelf where we do Pennywise and likely none. Or if we wanted to do the other plan of all the busts underneath, because the busts do fit fine, where I don't have to raise either of these. As you saw, Freddy and Jason still fit pretty darn good. And then right here would be Reaper and Drake. And then we'd put Reaper right there, actually. Ash, Pennywise, and then Myers over there. Unless I wanted to do the Reaper just down here and forget Drake. And then we do Myers there, Leatherface over there. And then Darkness can remain there if he wants to. Unless we want to do Annabelle over there and do something else over here. We're still figuring out. I really need to get this shelf completed, see how it looks. I'm going to have to move the bust back down low again one more time to, you know, having all the 1/3 above, because I really want to see that and see the bust down low. So I'm going to test that again one more time and I'll show you guys. But I wanted to show this for you. Just waiting on FedEx, taking forever. It's already 5:30 and they still haven't delivered it. Alrighty, YouTubers, so wanted to show this to you real quickly. Trying a few different things, of course. So in this scenario, I keep the Freddy and Jason bust up high. I just put some props down there for now. If I want to put any like 1/3 scales, like even like Myers didn't look good, I'd have to raise these shelves, you know, cut some metal, raise them a good 3 to 5, 6 inches, depending, as well as if I get Leatherface, Ghostface, I believe they are quite tall as well. In this scenario like this, I am able to fit, and this is very tight, like everything's touching, Myers, Ash, and then Pennywise. I put the Chucky shelf here. I think it flows better having that there because it's not as deep. And then Pennywise, and I'd put none bust there. We put Reaper right here with his bust right there. And I'm not a huge fan of that down low. And I'm thinking if I was to put Reaper bust down low, I might as well put Freddy, Jason, get Drake, and then do all the 1/3 up top. Or I return Myers down low, and we have to boost this shelf higher. Really same height as that. To do the old setup how it was before. I do prefer Ash's height like this. Freddy looks great, or Myers looks great. Pennywise looks good, although I think he might be better higher up, you know, same height level as him. I can see his face a little bit better. Because he does look slightly down, like his head's faced down a little bit. These two are both just looking forward. And then the Reaper does look slightly down, just a tad bit. But you can see how cool he looks next to Marcus and Mike, and, you know, because they're all vampires and werewolves. Yeah, so it's not the best angle for sure for that Reaper bust. That's such a good bust. Although I'm sure when I get the nun bust, she'll probably be more impressive. And I'll want to put her top shelf next to Pennywise with the 2 1/10 scales on that shelf. Also, I can technically change this out for just another longer garage shelf. And if I had it tall and then did the Pennywise 1/3 up top with the nun bust, that could work. Although I really do like the idea of having all the 1/3 same height. you know, if I am going to try and put Freddy and Jason bust back down low and having it switched and the Myers next to Freddy, and then put the Reaper over here and the Reaper bust there. But trying this out, I'm still not 100% certain if I can fit a deeper shelf right here, like if I just got a third one of these right there. And I'm not sure if that will fit. And to get this to fit, I do have to have Ash and Freddy both hanging off the shelf. But I do believe the Reaper base is smaller than Jason's base. So if we switch Reaper and Jason, then we should be able to fit it a little bit more spaciously. So let's go ahead and try that. Alrighty, YouTubers, so check this out. So this was one of my plans I had told you guys before, having all 1/3s in a row. 7 1/3 scale horse statues in a row, and then if you want to count Marcus and Lycan, over there, 9. So 9 1/3 scales. And then down low would be all life-size props and any 1/10 scales that are going to accompany any busts. For example, if we do Freddy and Jason like this. So yeah, I put the 1/10s actually just on the base because they actually both fit. And because they're both on the base, I think it looks really good. Now, if I switch Freddy and Jason and angle Freddy that way, then I can put them both in the middle. But ultimately, I think it might be better to have it like this and just do the 1/10s on top of the bases because there is a lot of free space on those bases. So filling it up with a 1/10 does look quite cool. So obviously, these are some of my favorite busts, and I hate to put them down low. However, they do still look fantastic down low. Now, keep in mind, when I'm looking at my statues, for the majority of the part, I am going to be sitting right here in my theater chair. So when I'm sitting here, I want everything to look best from the angle. So if I'm sitting down, you know, that's why I don't want these too much taller, because right now I have like a perfect angle. I have a perfect angle of Cinema Cat. And, you know, I can see everything extremely good. You know, especially like XM80 looks epic like this. And then if I turn right here, boom. I can see Freddy perfectly. I can see the detail in his eyes. Jason, I just have to lean over a little bit, but we can see Jason. I can still see the Reaper quite well from here. You can see his eyes, the inner mouth detail. Of course, Marcus, Lycan, and that whole display. And that's why I'm fine with them down low. So I think I might stick to this route, to be honest. Because I can still see everything really good. I can still see Freddy perfect. It's actually easier for me to see him right here than when he was behind me. Jason, I just, Jason, I can easily step down if I want to see his eyes. But for the most part, his whole look is what you're looking at. But this does follow one specific theme: 1/3 in bust, 1/3 in bust, 1/3 in bust, 1/3 in bust, 1/3 bust, 1/3 bust. Like that. Now, here's what we would do to finish this, because I do, of course, want to finish this. So, depending on how much I like Leatherfaced and or Ghostfaced, they would enter the collection. Depends also how tall they are, if I could fit them in the collection. You know, for example, if I truly wanted to, I could probably fit both Leatherface and Ghostface right there. I could fit Leatherface right there where Lord of Darkness is, and Return Lord of Darkness there. Or I could just do Annabelle there. I'm thinking, for right now, I'm going to be putting Annabelle there with probably one of those sick-looking nun paintings from Conjuring 2. I potentially can put something right here. Now, I was thinking right here, you know, I technically can put something 32 inches tall. I honestly want to get the Elite Creature Collectibles Mohawk from Gremlins 2. It would fill up this entire space, and it'd fit perfectly in the shelf. I'd be able to see it perfect, and I just think it'd look great in the collection. You know, the way it's angled, it would have Gizmo in it, so it's a diorama. It's life-size, so it'd follow my theme of having everything life-size. That is one thing one reason I wouldn't want to put 1/3 there. I feel like just having Annabelle standing up tall, and she's very tall, like 40 inches. So I would put Annabelle right there, and maybe have a rocking chair next to her, but have her standing next to it and like touching it. I feel like that would look really cool, like a child's rocking chair. And I can have her sitting in it every now and then, you know, like an alternate display option. And then have the Conjuring 2 Nun poster either right there or right there. One or the other, depends. And then all this would be removed. We would move the It in between these two. That would go just above him, probably lower though. And then we'd move the Freddy poster more to the left. The Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. All right, sorry about that. Lost my train of thought. Phone storage died. But yeah, so I will put Annabelle here with a chair. Nun bust will go here. I'll probably actually just move that little Pennywise thing. And Pennywise there, that there. Behind the Reaper, 1/3 would be that. Behind Myers will be his sword. And then behind Freddy and Jason, I'm contemplating just moving the poster and having those two things only and no poster. Just because everything else is going to be purely props or something from the movie. And I think just having like the Elm Street and the Camp Crystal Lake will look better. Even though I really like that poster, I'll just display that poster somewhere else. Like I'll display it over in my hallway or something. I just think it'd look overall better doing that. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake right there, Elm Street right there, Lord of Darkness, just do nothing. I mean, I have that poster I printed out. I could put that if I wanted to, but I'll probably just do nothing if I keep it like this. But yeah, I think this is probably the route I might go. Even though I really did like the bus up top, I just feel like this flows better. And I really, really like seeing all these 1/3s next to each other. And then just doing the bust underneath still looks fantastic. So I think this is probably how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and fix all the wall stuff, because most of that is something I have to like nail in and measure and whatnot. So I think this will be the route I take. It'll be, so there's two things I need to buy. So I already got Nun Bust. Leatherface, Ghostface, all depends how much I like them and if I can find space, or if I want to replace Lord of Darkness, or just keep him because he still is sick. And I honestly do love the movie. So, I mean, I like the movie more than the Leatherface movie, to be honest. So I don't know about Leatherface and Ghostface. We'll see. PCS is just taking forever, and frankly, I just want to finish my collection. I want to get to the point where I don't need any more pre-orders, and I could just be like, I'm done. But I am really, really digging this. Wow. And the fact I still got all the busts near each of them is really impressive as well. So I do need to find ECC Drake to go right there. Right now I just put some props so it doesn't look empty. And I'll have to move those props around and do something else with those. I was even thinking of potentially wall mounting that Kandarian dagger above. And maybe even the book. There's the potential for that, or I don't know. I'll figure the props out. I'm not too worried about those. But I definitely need to find ECC Drake. Obviously, we already got Annabelle, who's going to arrive next week. Nun is probably about a month out. And then if I decide to get just the Gremlins right there, which I think honestly would be a really, really good option. Because I'm trying to think what else I could put down there that would fit and look good. And I can either do horror, random movies, or DC. Horror is my favorite in my collection. It honestly is. And that's why I'd want to expand. And I do love the Gremlin movies. My wife loves them. She thinks Gizmo's super cute. She watched it for the first time recently, and she still really enjoyed it, even though it's an older movie. I know my buddy really wants me to get it as well. So I'm definitely highly considering it. I'm just waiting as well, because I got a lot of AMC stock waiting for that short squeeze. If that can squeeze, or at least get up into the hundreds, then I'll have a lot of statue money, and getting that Gremlins will be absolutely no problem at all. So I am hopeful that AMC squeeze will happen soon, sooner than later. But I'm sure to the